Exhale means a lot to me just because of my story and from the generations that I came from. So God actually had spoken to me a couple of days before I got this invitation to do this interview. And he told me to tell my story of how my family got saved. And it flows through what exhale means to me right now. I came from a very survival mode family. My grandma and my mom, they both witnessed her husband killed her brother. Sorry, it's heavy. So from there, from that story, God has led them to community that were able to accept them because my grandma was disowned. And it was really hard for them to even recover from that. They didn't have no community, they didn't have no family, they didn't know Jesus at that time. But there was this one family that came up to them and basically invited them to go to church and just, introducing them to God and whatsoever. And from there, then, because of that seed, because my grandma believed, that seed was planted and it flows through me. And me sitting here right now, it is such a privilege just because I'm actually able to exhale. Like within motherhood, I have an 8-month-old daughter. She's beautiful. And I have a family that I inherited from my husband, which I never thought I would have just because of my past. Even just being here in Canada, being the ability to even have to be in maternity leave and actually bask in all those moments, that's what exhale means to me. And God has been speaking to me lately as well that I'm able to do certain things, go for my dreams. I have those opportunity just because of all the things that had happened in my past, all the things that my generations had to go through, their sacrifices. And because of God's mercy and grace, I'm able to exhale. I'm able to just breathe and actually reflect on his word and even just my family. So exhale means a lot to me, not just because of just the rest. I know that I'm able to rest because of the testimony of my past generation, that God has always kept his promises and he has his grace and mercy on us. I have been in a constant posture of consecration, praying, just being in my Bible, and also, this is very, very important, equally yoked relationships, whether that's within my friendships, whether that is within my marriage, within my family. Those are really, really important. So community, even at church, it keeps me in my own rhythm. And one other thing, I'm able to just be honest with God. I've been trying to study the book of Psalms, which is ironic because that's my name. I've never studied it. I am able to go through David's emotions and how it is natural and it is okay to be honest with your own emotions with God, just because from my upbringing, it was always more of you cannot be ungrateful, you cannot be angry, but then now you're able to actually just rest and express whatever you feel at that moment. And I think that's a better approach to things instead of suppressing that, because the Lord knows what your heart posture is. He knows your emotions, but he wants you to be open. So just praying, being completely honest with God, being in my Bible, and having equally yoked relationships. It feels secure and it flows. Living in exhale, because I also used to be a person who is very ambitious but want to do everything by myself. But then now, because I have stronger faith and I'm still learning, I'm able to just rest and surrender everything within God. Literally every single little piece. And I was even talking about this with one of my friends, and I like sharing or even praying like a child, like a childlike prayers, just because those are the things that God really wants you to express, and He wants to hear your thoughts and what you need, basically. And also, you feel secure just because I know that God has my best interests in life. He knows my purpose, the will that He has for me. And honestly, recently I've been also learning a lot about just being firm of my identity in Christ. And as a daughter of the King, Jesus Christ, you literally just, you get to chill. Like, you don't have to literally strive for things. Like, it just thrives. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be working on things and you should be lazy. No, like, things flow, because even within our business, like, it flows. The bookings come. He's our marketer, our strategist, like things like that. Even little things within our my own life as a mother. Like, I was so scared to be a mom. So that like, it flows, like the mother instincts, knowing how my baby communicates even though she just babbles, like certain things like that. Yeah, so it feels secure, and yeah, it feels secure.